Hello and welcome to my next chess game. This time I show you the match between Houdini 4 Pro X64B versus LeelaZero ID 350. I let them play the Kingsindian defense Petrosian system. Leela had the black pieces and Houdini the white pieces, and Houdini kicks off with d4. This was all book, kind of. I let them play this kind of system here. This is the so-called Petrosian system of the Kingsindian defense. And here there are many moves which white can play. For example, the main line goes here a5, and after bishop g5 we have the move a6, bishop here, and knight a6. This is the main line according to Livebook, but we have here the continuation castles, and after castles we have the move knight a6, and after bishop g5 we have h6, bishop e3. This is all according to theory. I have 8 games in the database, and now we have the move knight g4 attacking the bishop. The bishop backs off to d2, and now we have the move f5. And the response here is e takes f5, e takes f5, and now we have a new move. Before it was played the move g3, which is kind of the stockfish recommendation here. But the move played in the game is knight e1. And after knight e1 we are in completely new territory. And Leela plays here the move knight f6 because the knight was attacked on g4. And now we have the move knight d3 and now c6. And now we have the move rook ac1, preparing to bring the rook on the open file, the soon to be opened file. Now we have king h7, queen c2, bringing the queen on the same diagonal as black's king. So Leela moves the king back to h8, and after rook fd1, it seems as though that white has a reasonable good position, but in fact after bishop d7 and c takes, b takes, and c5 we see the move knight b4 attacks the queen, exchange of knights here, and after the knight is now attacked, and after knight a4 we have the move d5. And just look at this center. White is losing here a pawn, but black is losing here a pawn, but has very good compensation for it. Very huge center here, and the rook is on an open a file. The queen can join the attack via e8 and g6 or h5. The rook can join the attack via g8. Here black has a lot of compensation for the soon to be lost pawn. We have to move rook c to a1, which is kind of a mistake. Better was to play something like, I don't know, bishop takes b4, but black is still better here in this position. But okay, we have to move rook c to a1, so that after the knight jumps into b6, the rook cannot take the a pawn here. That's the whole point of this move. And now we have the move bishop e6, and now bishop takes b4, and after queen e8 white is in big trouble. We have the move knight b6 and now rook a7, which is an excellent move, keeping the rook on the open a file, putting pressure on the a2 pawn, putting pressure on this whole queen side. And now we have to move bishop d2, and now knight to e4. And the bishop backs off to e1. White doesn't want to lose the bishop pair. And now we have to move f4. And after f4 it's really bad news for white. We have to move bishop d3 attacking the knight. The knight retreats to g5, and now we have to move h4 attacking the knight. And now Leela comes up with the move queen h5, sacrificing the knight. And after pawn takes g5 we have to move f3, and now after g3 all is over because the h file is opening up, and the rook will join the attack via f6 to h6. and white can't do anything about this, against this. We have the move bishop c3 and now rook f6. Houdini just gives up the queen and now plays the move bishop f1, just a couple of computer moves. The position here is really lost, and here Leela in fact misses a mate in 2. Queen h1 would have been mate in 2, but okay, Leela mates in 3 after the move rook to e4. We have the move, the threat was queen takes bishop, checkmate, so the bishop takes the pawn, and after bishop to g2 there is only one move for white, this is bishop to g2, and now queen takes g2 is checkmate. So this was a very nice win by LeelaZero ID 350. Very impressive play here. According to theory and according to Stockfish, the mistake was already on move after the move d5. No, not here, sorry. The mistake was already here. Instead of castling, the mistake was here. Knight e1 is not the correct move in this position. The correct move is g3, but don't ask me why. G3 is just superior to the move played in the game, but okay. I think both moves are kind of playable, but black just played a perfect game in my eyes. The only strange thing was the move king h7 and then back to h8, but other than this, black really played a good game here and managed to build up a huge center and a very nice kingside attack with a very nice knight sacrifice, and white was just doomed. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Ciao.